So my name is joeygrayz. I am a adult film star. I'm currently signed with OC Modeling. It's a top agency within the industry. And so to give you guys like a brief synopsis of just how I got here and just my early life in general. So just where to start. So I was born in Stamford, Connecticut. I was in Monroe, Connecticut for like first 13 years of my life, and typical childhood really. Hung out with friends, got into gaming quite a bit, and that's essentially it. And then I moved to upstate New York and again, made some awesome friends and just always had an obsession with gaming. I didn't honestly, middle school, high school, like nothing too exciting. Yeah, I socialized, but some after school activities, but like no partying or anything. Just, very quiet, just kind of just went to class and then went home.
And at this point, did you have any like idea or dreams of like, okay, this is what I want to do when I'm older? Like, what did you have in mind at that point?
Oh, not at all.
Is this when you were that age, were you more set on like the medical stuff, or you still weren't sure yet, even with that direction?
Oh, at that point, I wanted to be a mathematician.
Okay.
It was crazy. And I never cared for math, but I just remember in high school, towards the end, I was like, oh, I really want to do this. Mm-hmm. I could have never imagined myself doing something like this.
Right.
Ever. Like, it was crazy. And so after high school, I went to college. I majored in mathematics. I changed that to biology. During the course of that, I went to some parties, but again, this was far from my mind.
Right. And were you dating at this point?
I did not date.
Okay.
Like at all.
So mainly just stuck to yourself, focused on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just pretty much that. So it was, just kind of just quiet, just kind of just kept to myself. Mm-hmm. And again, I just did a lot of nerdy things to this day, playing Magic the Gathering and just hanging out with friends, gaming. And again, I attended some parties, but I never dated in high school. I never dated in college. Nothing wild per se in college. And so after that, worked briefly, and then I decided, to use my college degree, and I applied for a master's in nursing. So I did that, and I became a nurse. And then.
And how long did you do that?
How long did I do that? For a couple of years. Okay. That's when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
I got licensed when it hit, and going back to that actually before, because I didn't know what to do. When I got my college degree a couple of years out, I didn't know what to do. So this is where the adult industry actually came in.
Okay.
First thing. So I was going on Craigslist, and I saw this ad, and it was...
And this is while you were in med school?
This was, this, I forgot to leave out med school. So I was going back. Med school wasn't for me. So before nursing school, I tried it. Wasn't for me. So I left. Mm-hmm. And then getting to that Craigslist ad. So I'm out, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm like, what am I going to do? And, again, the nursing was on my mind. But then, again, it was a big investment. And then, after, I was, kind of lost, And so I went on Craigslist. And I'm just, looking, and I see an ad, adult film star needed. And this was in California. I knew, with the ads, they could be fraudulent and everything. So I replied to the ad, and I sent my picture of my face, and they were like, "You're exactly what we're looking for." And
How long
immediately,
did they respond until they responded?
God, it was like an hour,
Okay.
and I saw the flight tickets and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So they were gonna. So this honestly seemed legitimate, but again, I didn't know. Well, maybe not so. I mean, no. It's hard to remember. It was so. It was like when I
Yeah.
was 27. I mean,
So did you, when you went on Craigslist, were you just looking for like any job, or you were specifically looking for jobs in that industry?
No, I was looking for other jobs.
Okay. And then that just happened to come up.
It came up. So
Okay.
that was, so I ended up not doing it again because, again, it was a while back and I just can't recall what the scene entailed and what I was, going to be doing. So, I said, yeah, this is crazy.
So you didn't end up doing the Craigslist one the first time?
No,
Okay.
did not. And so that's when I went to nursing school.
Got
and
it.
Then,
and you completed nursing school.
Yeah.
Became a nurse.
Exactly.
Okay. And did you like being a nurse?
I didn't like it.
At all?
I didn't like it at all. I became a nurse practitioner. So after my master's, I did a postmaster's, became a nurse practitioner. This was during the pandemic. I was, so I went to nursing school in Chicago. I had to go back up to upstate New York because everything was closed down.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stay. So I went back up to my parents, and essentially because I did everything in Chicago, I lost all my connections.
Yeah.
So the hospitals were very difficult. Like I just got denied.
And nursing school is not easy to get through.
Yeah, I mean, just for me, because of like the rigor of medical school, I know a lot of people were struggling, but I was able to just go right through, and it was great in that regard. Like it was, I was just looking to just make a stable income and just make the safest investment possible. I mean, then comparing that to going into the adult industry where, well, that's a high risk, high reward. So so I did that. And during the pandemic, I was like, man, I'm not getting any like hospital jobs. So I worked in nursing homes and I hated it. Like, yeah. I honestly do not like being a nurse in general, to be completely honest. And
right. And you're not going to know until you try.
Exactly. But when you put something into it, a good amount of money in it, and then you do a postmaster's, you want to keep on doing it. During the pandemic, I was enrolled in nurse practitioner school. I finished that, and I was like stuck at my parents' house for the most part I was employed at a nursing home, and it just was, the hospitals just felt so out of reach because, again, just all my networking was in Chicago. So even at that time, the industry wasn't on my mind.
Okay.
So a big changing point is moving to New Jersey. I had to do my clinicals for nurse practitioner school in New Jersey. So I went there, and something changed, like just my whole mindset in terms of like just practicing healthcare. I just really did not like it at all. So I just remember just one night, like I came back, for my job, and like I'm just, just throughout my life, I haven't really done anything too crazy, I would say. I played video games. I am just going through the motions, just making, a stable income, choosing the safest way to invest in my future. And then I look at, and I was, and more or less, I just said, you know what, I'm going to do something, completely different, something I wouldn't normally do. So I heard of this site, at work from a coworker. It was it's a website called Skip the Games.
Okay.
So I went on Skip the Games, and I saw an ad, and it was a dominatrix. It was a dominatrix, and I you know, inquired, and I met up with her, and again, I wasn't gonna do anything like crazy, the whipping.
So
no.
would she be the dominatrix, or is that
No,
what-
she was the dominatrix.
Okay, so she just was looking for someone that
Exactly.
would like,
She
allow
was looking
her.
for clients. That's
And you
pretty-
heard about this during your job.
Exactly.
as a nurse.
Someone mentioned it, so I said,
Okay.
"Oh, okay, I'll go on this site."
Right. I do have a quick question.
Yeah,
Side
sure.
note. So, do you find do you think that there was anything, I guess, when you look back throughout life, like, do you feel like you always kind of had an inclination to, I guess, try the things that were more like edgy or on edge? Because these are more like edgy things. Like, I feel like a lot of people might be nervous to kind of step, especially like the dominatrix world, because that's something completely different as a whole.
Yeah, I guess like I had that like edgy mindset.
Yeah.
Kind of like intermittently showing.
Right.
And I acted on it. I was just, again, I was like so bored. I just remember I was playing Halo Infinite, and I said, and then that, website came to mind, and again, I've went on it, and again, I met up with a freaking dominatrix.
Was it the same night?
It was
what did you find it and then met up with her the same night, or did you have to like plan it out?
No, I met up with her the same night.
Okay. Were you nervous at all?
Yeah, I was freaking like almost sweating profusely.
Okay. All right. So what happened?
So I meet her, and again, like I knew going into this, it's crazy to see a dominatrix but not want to get whipped or anything or do any of those like anything
and
like
you're
that.
You were totally new to it. Like you didn't have any experience. So this was the first kind of like act that you did in any of this kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just remember, and I don't know how explicit we can get.
You can get as explicit as you want.
All right.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
All right. So pretty much, I met up with her, and essentially I just got a hand job from her, and that was it. Like I told her, like, listen, like nothing's going in my ass. And I point blank told her that. And, she was really cool. I said like, look, I'm not getting handcuffed. So I'm completely doing the opposite of what people would do when they see a dominatrix. So yeah, I said, okay. And she, showed me like a magazine. She was like, she was like on the centerfold of a magazine. And then she got quite comfortable with me, and she was telling me a lot of stuff. And again, we hung out a little bit. I did it a few more times.
Okay.
And it was crazy. I mean, even doing something like that was it was insane. And then she mentioned, so I mean, the most we ever did was handcuffs and a blindfold.
Okay.
And then again, we did the same thing more or less. Then she mentioned FetLife. So
what is that?
So it's like a kind of a kinky website, because she's like a dominatrix. So she mentioned a few times, she's like, did you make a FetLife account? Did you make it? I was like, no. And again, I made one finally. And then I saw an ad, and it was a gangbang, and there was like a porn star, heading it. So again, I remember seeing that ad for like a week, and I said, okay, you know what? Again, I'm playing Halo Infinite. Like I'm completely bored of this game. I do not like this game. So, and I'm completely bored. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to this gangbang. I'm going to go to it. So first thing I noticed when I went there, I see this old guy like on the couch with this really good looking girl. And again, this guy did not look like he did like any like porn or anything. So I make small talk with him, and then I go into the gangbang. So there was like a lot of guys there, like a lot.
How many people total?
Oh man, I think there was like 20 people there. It was
all for 20 people for one gangbang.
Yeah, like
wow.
And so So I'm there and I'm like, man, this is crazy, but you know what? I'll give it a try.
Were they filming it or
They
no?
weren't filming
Okay.
it. So I, did it. I was like, I took my clothes off and I made small talk with like, this was like, a porn star. And I guess
Was there only one girl?
there were two, I remember.
Okay.
And then I just went ahead and, I was able to perform. Again, I'm using the word perform now that I'm, actually, really performing, but I was able to do something.
Right.
And it was just really awkward.
I was gonna say, did you feel uncomfortable at all? Or did you you enjoy it?
I felt uncomfortable, but I enjoyed it because she actually could sense that I was like really anxious.
Yeah.
And then eventually I just focused on her. And then that was it. That was that for the most part. Then I had it was I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely crazy because I went to more.
Okay.
So I went to more.
With same people or just different groups that you were finding on this?
It was mostly the same people. So I went to more and it was, again, so the person I met, again, I talked with this guy more and more. And I learned that he had he was running an amateur porn site. And if you look at the guy, you wouldn't be able to tell that he ran an amateur porn site. So I ended up befriending him. Like we went out a lot and we talked a lot. And like just the whole adult industry really, like I was very interested at that point. I would be going to those gangbangs. People said, oh, you could be like a performer. And so yeah, but then I grew like, I no longer, to be honest, I didn't really want to do them anymore, to be honest. I wanted to do something, on like on legitimate sets, like not this.
Yeah.
It was fun, but it just like, I just really didn't care for it anymore.
Right.
I didn't really care much for the people I was kind of hanging around, to be honest. Like we had completely, we're there for a gangbang, but just
and during all this, were you still working the nursing job?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was still working.
It's like a double life.
Essentially, yeah. So it was crazy. So eventually I befriended this guy and he then had me eventually. I went to my first Exotica, which is it's a porn convention. And this one was in New Jersey, so it was the biggest one. So I walked around and like I met a lot of porn stars within the industry. And I met people that I talk to regularly today. I asked them for, insight, advice. But at that point, I did not decide to, step foot in the industry just yet. I was just, kind of just taking everything in.
Yeah.
If you, then that was pretty much it. And I remember again, there was a small gathering with that same group that did the gangbang. So I was with, so again, it was weird. They had like a mix of people that weren't in the industry and people that were in the industry. Okay. It was very weird. But that was at that Exotica. So I was just walking around. Then I liked it a lot. So I went to another Exotica. And again, it was smaller. This one was in DC. And I walked around and I met some other people that they were all in the industry pretty much at this point. But I talked to some producers now. I was talking to some producers, some that just were on amateur sets. And, again, I didn't step foot in the industry right then and there. Then crazy enough, I went to AVN, which is pretty much the Oscars of porn.
Okay.
So
and where was that?
That was in Vegas. Okay. So I decided to go to Vegas, and I
Oscars of porn. I've never heard of that.
Adult video.
Was it a big
network.
event?
It was big.
Okay.
It was big. It wasn't as big as New Jersey Exotica, like the first convention I met, but it was pretty big, I would say. So I went around, and I saw familiar faces, and that's when I did my first shoot.
Thank you, Ollie, for sponsoring today's episode. So let me tell you about my dog really quick. Her name's Priscilla. She's a black lab. And if you guys know anything about labs, they love to just devour anything in their sight. But that being said, just because she will eat anything does not mean that we should neglect her nutrition and not feed her something super healthy, because let me just tell you, something that I realized is when I feed Priscilla healthy food that is easily digestible and has real clean ingredients, she does not have stomach problems like she sometimes struggles with. She definitely is a dog with a sensitive stomach. That is where Ollie comes in. And when I tell you, if your dog could talk, they would be literally begging for this stuff. With the tail wags, the full body butt wiggle, they love it, they crave it, and they will be begging you for more. So Ollie makes fresh, clean dog food in U.S. kitchens made with real human grade ingredients, no fillers, no preservatives. They have really cool flavors like turkey with blueberry, beef with sweet potato, which is actually Priscilla's favorite. And from my experience, I have seen even the pickiest of eaters go for this food. It is actually incredible, and half the time I think to myself, why is my dog eating better than I am? So if you have been looking for a super healthy and easily digestible food for your dog, definitely check out Ollie. Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. Head to ollie.com/insane, tell them all about your dog, and use code INSANE to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/insane and enter code INSANE to get 60% off your first box. I don't know about you, but oftentimes life just feels like I am constantly hustling. It feels like even when I complete things on my to-do list, there's just more waiting for me to get done. And as much as I love to stay busy, it can be very stressful in my body and literally feels like it is draining me. And come to find out, my body is actually literally being drained of magnesium, which is a mineral that is crucial for your energy, your focus, and even your sleep. So if you feel like you've been lacking in any of those categories, maybe your stress levels are high and your magnesium is low. This is actually called the stress magnesium deficiency cycle. So basically, your stress goes up, your magnesium goes down, you feel like you don't really have any productivity, you're not sleeping well, your focus just isn't there, your energy is drained, and then ultimately the cycle continues to repeat. So obviously the next question is, how do we break this cycle? And for me, it has been Magnesium Breakthrough by Bioptimizers. It is the only supplement that has all 7 forms of magnesium that your body needs, and in turn it helps calm your nervous system, boost your energy, and my favorite of all, it supports better sleep. There is nothing worse than not getting a full night's sleep. And the best part is Bioptimizers is totally risk-free. They give you a 365-day money-back guarantee. So if it doesn't work for you, no harm done. And if it does, then you've just broken the stress magnesium deficiency cycle. For an exclusive offer, go to bioptimizers.com/insane and use promo code INSANE during checkout to save 15%. That is code INSANE at bioptimizers.com/insane. I feel like something that I always mention to you guys is how important balance is to me. And sometimes, as I'm sure you guys can relate and know, when stress piles up, it just feels like everything is off. Your sleep is off, your focus is off, your energy just isn't there, and you don't feel like you are productive overall like you want to be. So I wanted to share my newest secret with you guys, which is the bestseller bundle by Cured Nutrition, which has been giving me support both day and night. You may be wondering how they are supporting me both day and night. That being said, during the day, I am always reaching for their Serenity gummies. My favorite flavor, which tastes so good, is the passion fruit and clementine. They're packed with amazing ingredients, which I'm sure you guys have heard of some of these, like ashwagandha and CBD. And these gummies genuinely allow me to show up the way that I want to show up. And they keep me feeling calm and balanced. And then I don't have to lean on things like sugar or energy drinks to keep me where I want to be and just feel leveled out and perfect and amazing during my days. And then at nighttime, I am winding down with the CBN night caps, which combines CBD and CBN, which allows your body to calm down, wind down. It allows you to get to sleep faster, easier, and actually stay asleep and then wake up refreshed. So if you are somebody that is looking for more peace during the day and a deeper rest at night, then I personally cannot recommend the bestseller bundle from Cured Nutrition enough. It is absolutely amazing, and it has been the perfect daytime nighttime combination for me. The bestseller bundle is already discounted 10% off, plus the code stacks an additional 20% off. So you can stack my 20% off code INSANE on the 10% off bestseller bundle. Just go to curednutrition.com/insane and use my code INSANE to save a total of 30% off the bestseller bundle. Okay, so I just moved into a new house, and if any of you have moved before, then I am sure you can relate to all the new fumes, the smells, whether it's new paint, new furniture, chemical fumes. If you're moving into an older house, maybe it's some dusty air vents. Overall, we just don't know what we're breathing in, and that's why I decided to get Jasper. And let me just tell you, I am literally obsessed. And this is not just some cute air purifier that I got for my house. This is a medical grade air scrubber, which means it is not just filtering the air, it is actually scrubbing it clean. So anything like smoke, mold spores, VOCs, chemical fumes, all gone. It is scrubbing it clean, and now we can breathe some fresh air. And as you guys have seen, and I talk about them literally all the time, I have many animals in my home. So it actually makes me feel a lot more comfortable and safer knowing that the air I'm breathing in is clean and safe for not only me, but also my amazing fur babies. So that being said, if you want to try Jasper, they actually gave me a code for $300 off. All you have to do is use code INSANE at jasper.co. That is insane, INSANE, at jasper, JASPR.co for $300 off. And I promise you, you will not regret it. Your air will be scrubbed clean, fresh, filtered, and you will feel a lot more safer and comfortable in your environment too. And now back to the episode.
I did my first shoot there, and it was all right. I mean, it wasn't...
Was it nerve-wracking?
No, it was just me, her, and we just had a camera set up, and that was it.
So, and you guys were in control of the camera? It was more
exactly.
Like, okay, so it wasn't like a team.
No, it wasn't a team.
Okay.
Just me and her, and we set the camera up. And again, it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't even post that.
Okay. Quick question.
Yeah.
Throughout your life, were you like a big porn watcher?
Like, not so much.
Okay. So
there would be
like,
periods, like, kind of, but for the most part, not really.
Okay.
But, you know, actually doing it for the first time, like, I mean, it like I said, it was all right, the shoot.
So when you, with this first girl that you did like the shoot with, when you're like having sex with them, do you feel any sort of connection, or it's like just just fucking?
Oh, okay. So that's a good question. So I've never felt I felt a connection like once.
Okay.
With one girl. And so yeah, it could happen totally.
Right.
But yeah, you got to be careful with that, because then, you know, because I've seen it. I've seen people who do go on set, and, you know, they tell me, like, you know, yeah, I'm like into her, but so again, it happens.
Right.
To me personally, it happened once, and actually more than once, but then I performed with her again, and I didn't have those feelings. Okay. It's weird. They kind of like wane, come and go, if you will.
After any of these, you know, times that you've had to perform, I guess for camera, do you ever find yourself getting like post-nut clarity of like, or like getting grossed out or anything, or it's just kind of like becomes Like second nature.
It's second nature at that point. Like I just like want to shoot again. It's crazy. Like it's insane. But going back to like my first shoot, I didn't want to be honest. Like I didn't think it was all right. It, in a way, it was kind of like, I think my goals were a little bit too high for that. Let's just put it at that. But this was, at AVN, and again, it was out of all the conventions, I liked that one the most by far, because I was already thinking about going back the following year, which I did next year. So this is it. So finally, again, I'm talking to this guy, and we're like going out, we're eating, he's, sharing quite a bit with me, and, the months go on, and now I'm behind the camera. So now, it's crazy. I remember the first time I was like, I thought I did a good job, but apparently not so great. But I definitely learned in terms of just how to get, everyone centered, all the action centered, and really making use of the lighting. And
so at this point, like you were able to sometimes perform for the camera, but then also like basically produce behind the camera.
Yeah, I mean, more or less, I was behind the camera more than I was performing.
Okay.
And I mean, I did some, I performed in front of the camera, but it was like, it wasn't a whole lot, to be honest, during that stretch of time.
Okay.
I was really behind the camera. That's
now when you're filming it, are you like getting turned on?
I mean, by the girl at that time, obviously.
Right.
But
like as time has gone on, have you kind of like, once again, it just kind of becomes like a job where you just like shut it off?
More or less, yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes.
Because I feel like if you threw like a random guy in there, he'd probably get turned on. So it would be like as if he was just watching porn.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of just film it, and that was it.
Did you enjoy filming it?
I did enjoy filming it because like I was like, how can I make this look really good?
Yeah, it becomes like creative.
How can I make everyone look as good as they possibly can?
Right.
And just getting the best angles and just really making use of my surroundings and the lighting.
So this one guy is the one that kind of brought you in to do that, right? Okay.
Yep. This all started the next year. So I went to New Jersey Exotica, and he, that was the first time I went behind the camera, like on a set, and it was at his house. It was exciting for me because I was like, I want to perform in front of a camera, and it was weird, but that Exotica is when I said I was going to enter the industry.
Okay.
I said I'm going to enter the industry. So the following year, I walk around Exotica, Edison, and I'm already getting asked to sign on with agencies. Okay. An agency, I believe it was like one, maybe two agencies. I don't remember. People were definitely interested. People were coming up to me, asking me to, perform. And again, I didn't. So I decided I'm going to just enter the industry. People kept saying I had the look. And
so prior to signing with any agencies, were you like, did you have to put yourself on any sites to kind of get gigs or anything? Or no?
Well, it wasn't getting paid gigs. It was just me just doing. So there's something called collabs, also content trades. So that's when we get equal rights to the content. So that's what I was doing.
Okay.
My first shoot. So I'm just gonna go back to my first shoot. So that I did, like my own production. So again, like the first production I was a part of was behind the camera for his production. So I decided to enter the industry, the following year at, this Exotica in Edison, New Jersey. I have my first production of my own. It was rocky. Like so this was when someone was filming me. So this was the same guy. He was filming me. And, my co-star is amazing. I'm still great friends with her. She's amazing. I literally ask her for advice and everything. Like, she's a veteran. So, but it didn't go as planned. Like just him behind the camera, I was nervous, like, and I was not taking anything. So again, this is when I took my first Viagra. I took 100 milligrams of Viagra and nothing happened.
Nuh-uh.
Nothing. And like, I had an empty stomach, but when you're so nervous.
So you were so nervous your first time that you couldn't get hard. So you take 100 milligrams of Viagra.
Well, it's funny that you mention it because I did get hard initially. Okay. I did get hard, but then he told me to cut. So we cut. And then I went completely limp, and then I couldn't recover. And then that's where the Viagra came into play.
Okay.
So I took, I took 100 milligrams. He's like, bite down on the Viagra. It will the effects will be, quicker.
Yeah.
You'll experience the effects quicker. So I was like, oh man, okay, this is crazy. That's that's a max dose that you take within 24 hours. But I'm like, well, this is like my first production, and I was like, yeah,
gotta get hard.
Yeah, exactly. You do, because so again, I couldn't. So,
and no one wants to play with a worm.
No one does. No one. So it was like, I was embarrassed. I was like, man, this is awful.
Yeah.
And so again, he was behind the camera, and honestly, I no longer talk to this guy, by the way. Personally, I think he's an awful person. I really do. And just kind of just going back to that, but at the same time, that like I was like with this guy for like 2 years, but he was like, kind of saying, oh, this looks good, right? And then I'm like, this guy like knows what he's talking about. He's been doing this for such a long time.
Right.
But then again, I'm just going back to that first shoot in terms of what he's telling me. I'm like, maybe there's a better way to go around about these things, to be honest. And I just remember that first cut, and again, like, pointers and everything, and definitely some were valid, but then again, like just some of the things just stuck.
Yeah.
I just think there were way better ways to just put on a better performance, and that's what I've been doing, essentially perfecting my craft. But but it was definitely a good lesson.
Yeah.
That first production, because you know what I did? We did another one. I did it with the same performer, and I think we shot something. It was a lot better, I could tell you, because it helped because he wasn't there.
Okay.
So it's just us. And
well, what happened when the Viagra didn't work?
What happened with the Viagra didn't work? Well, that was it. The shoot was.
You couldn't continue.
No, I couldn't continue.
And it never ended up working? Like, did you have any side effects?
It did. It ended up working like 6 hours freaking later. It was kind of funny. I was with a friend, and then it was crazy. It was unfreaking real. So, yeah.
And how long did that last? That boner
lasted like, God, early hours of the morning. So we shot this at like, I think when I took it, it was like, I guess 5 p.m. when I took it. But yeah, it was crazy. So like early hours of the morning.
Was it painful?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. It was
just like not being able to get soft.
Exactly. And I said, like, I know the max dosage within 24 hours.
Right.
I said, in either way, like this guy's like in his 50s, like I'm 32, and I'm like, in the end, I honestly, like, learning my body now, I never needed to take like that amount. Yeah. That's crazy, because I felt like desensitized. Like, I didn't feel the effects of it, but kind of did. Like, I felt a little bit lightheaded, and I felt like it was like kind of desensitizing me. And but the second shoot went way better than the first one. And again, I knew I needed to get used to getting filmed.
Right.
But again, I do think back, and him like filming me actually did wonders. Because if you could think of like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, this guy looked like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So if you can get through that, you can do anything in this line of work. I really feel like.
Yeah.
So I was again. So that was my second. So yeah, we redid it, and I actually have that online, and it went very well. I couldn't ask for a better person to perform with.
Yeah.
And yeah, I still talk to her, ask for advice. She's amazing. And yeah, so this all happened like, after Exotica Edison. So I officially just entered the industry at that point. I was doing amateur. It wasn't, any pro shoots. But that's a huge stepping stone.
So at this point, did you have any thoughts in your mind of like, what if my parents find out or people that I know?
Yeah, most certainly. I definitely looked at the pros and cons of it. I mean, once you're out on the internet.
Yeah.
That's it. And yeah, you have to see, is this what I really want to do? Is this what I really want to do? Because like I said, before I did this, I took a year. Like this was, I thought about this for a year. I was like, yeah, I want to do this because I think I could do it really well. I think there's so much untapped potential, and I could just really go all the way here. And I just felt like my confidence it's just going up, just increasing. Like even like, I guess, again, just, I was shooting quite a bit of amateur scenes, but even like during the worst times, like, I was like thinking it wasn't as bad as I thought, but like, I just kept improving, and I was just learning my body, and I still am. But yeah, I was like, I could go all the way here. I think I can go, I think I could do it. I did that. And then and this is the thing. So I did my first, I put something out. Like that's when I set up my Twitter. And I just remember, me and him, he's like, well, now you're a porn star. I was like, so once that Twitter launched, that was it. And then joeygrayz.
And how did you pick a name?
My middle name's Joseph, so just went with Joey, and then I thought of Sasha Gray, so I just went with Gray, and that's pretty much it. She was the only one, exactly. She was like the only one like I really knew, besides like Joanna Angel. Like, so I thought of like all these stars that like I knew, not a whole lot, but then so I just connected the two, and then and I think it sounds like it's very like clean, and
I like it.
Yeah.
So at this point, did you stop being a nurse?
No, I was still working.
Okay.
I was still
So you're juggling both these lives.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm juggling both these lives, and I just knew, because it's just like it's not going to pay the bills or anything. I just shot, again, I shot an amateur porn scene, and I just stepped foot in. Like, that's it. It like the following, it takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm still like working on that. And so this is the thing that like was depressing. I didn't shoot again. So this happened in December. I didn't shoot again until May.
Okay.
So that's like a long time. So again, I was behind the camera helping him shoot. Again, it's where I was in New Jersey. New Jersey is not a good place to be in. Like it's just, it was so hard to just try and do any content trades. And like I'm so new. I don't have a whole lot of references.
Did you ever consider OnlyFans?
I was considering it at that point, but the thing with OnlyFans is, they've definitely gotten more stringent in terms of, what you can have and what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't think about that. I was thinking of just ManyVids. That's what I started. And
Is that a website?
yeah, it's a website. And so I went with ManyVids. That's where I posted my first production on. And
is that mainly just for like more views and collabs, or are they able to pay you through that site?
yeah, you get paid through that site. And yeah, so again, like they have, I see a lot of amateur stuff, mostly I would say amateur stuff on ManyVids. That's what people post. So I, did ManyVids, and again, I was very slow in terms of setting up websites. Right now, I am focused on I have a Loyal Fans, I have an OnlyFans, I have a ManyVids. I think you really do want to be on as many platforms as possible.
Yeah.
So you reach, as much people.
Right.
Because people have their preferences at the end of the day. But right now, I'm kind of focused on OnlyFans and ManyVids. Again, that's it. I'm just focused on just getting my name out there and just growing. And
so how do you get yourself on stuff like Pornhub?
Oh, I would say the easiest, doing a pro scene.
Okay.
That's the first time I was on Pornhub is doing my first professional shoot.
Okay.
So yeah, but I do see people on definitely sets that are not as big that are on Pornhub.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just do amateur scenes and
so it's
be
just
on
preference on where it's getting posted.
Exactly. It's
okay.
preference. And I think, again, being on as many platforms as possible to really, because again, people have, preferences.
Yeah.
And someone may like clips for sale more so than ManyVids, and that's where they're going to buy content from. And so that's what I did. So at first I was very slow because I had one production and that was it. And again, I'm still very new. I'm like in my rookie year. So again, I remember I got my first sale and that was awesome. So that was cool. And then, but what was not cool was, again, I just remember my second AVN. Yeah. So I went back to AVN. So this was in December, that, I did my first production. I went back in January because AVN's every January. And this time, I was definitely talking more to people. I was in the industry now. And now what I needed, actually going back, I went to Exotica DC. Okay. So after Exotica Edison, I went to Exotica DC, and I'm going around, I'm saying, I'm a new content creator, right? And I go up to someone and they're like, "Where's your business card?" I said, "My business card." And again, I'm talking to, the guy who's been, guiding me through this whole process. And, but I was like, I need a business card. So again, it was cool. I definitely made connections during DC Exotica, which was like a month after. So I was getting numbers and everything, and people were interested in shooting with. Again, I was part of a second scene during Chicago Exotica. This was something to learn from. So I did it. It was supposed to be a gangbang, I believe. And this is where I kind of learned the reality that nothing goes as planned.
Yeah.
I arrive early, and honestly, you don't want to arrive too early. You want to arrive, if it says like, people have said, oh, if it starts at like 12, arrive at like, 12. And so I arrived there. I'm like waiting in front of this building. Like, where the hell is everyone? And then finally I see them, and I notice so pretty much they're renting out a venue, and, you have a set amount of time. And again, we go in there. I'm like, where is everyone? So I see two other male performers with me, and, we have such a little amount of time at this point. So we have to shoot, we all put in money for this. And, you know, so it's tense. And I noticed that it's dimly lit there. And like, you know, just being behind the camera, you know, just aware of the, you know, lighting and everything. I was like, wow, you know, this is going to be tough. So again, I, you know, before I went, I took a Viagra.
Yeah.
I took about 60 milligrams of it. And I was like, you know, this is enough. Like, do I really need 100? No, this is crazy. No, I don't. I was like, well, when I did, I was like, yeah, I freaking do. I was good like 70%, I would say. I was good. I was surprising myself. I was like, wow, you know, we're doing all these pictures and it's hard to like, well, remain hard when you're getting in these positions and doing the photos. But I just, you know, the two guys were awesome. You know, great friends with one of them. And yeah, so we do the shoot and then like 70% the way through, sure enough, go soft. So go soft. And then again, I think it's because, again, we're rushing. We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
We're moving from place to place, trying to get, you know, to use the best lighting we possibly can. And I really wanted to work with this performer for a while. And again, you know, it was tense, but I kept my composure. I was very calm. Like things were not. I mean, you're going soft, you know, you're on set. I was like, this definitely was a test. Because I knew if I was going to freak out, there's no way I would be able to continue. I would be able to do this, continue doing this. So anyhow, you know, things didn't go according to, you know, how I wanted it. And yeah, I mean, when you don't, I mean, a lot of the time they do fake the cum shot. They do fake the cum shot a lot, but like,
how do they fake it?
They use like, you know, something that has that looks like actual cum. I don't know like the ingredients per se, but it literally looks like it. Okay. And but for this, you know, just, you know, I was, again, when you're really anxious, you're not going to get hard. Like you're not. But I was still keeping my calm. I was anxious, but I wasn't, you know, outside.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
know.
Exactly. You wouldn't. So I was trying to just, you know, do the best I can. So it was, you know, again, like you're 70% into that and then that's it. That's it. And then again, I remember apologizing. I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I was getting compliments. I was like, you did it great. You know, I was like, but at the end, like you just have to like, you know, I was like, I didn't, you know, finish the shoot. You know, it's, again, I went more so to this convention to shoot with this performer. And I felt like I really let myself down. But at the same time, I, you know, took time to reflect on it. And I said, okay, well, I was able to perform in front of a camera. This was different. I think maybe this happened a little bit too fast because this was, I hadn't really shot. I've shot so little. And now you have like a really, you know, guy behind very expensive camera, may I add. And again, I mean, this is what.
There's a lot of pressure.
It was. And yeah, I mean, that was that. So again, this was like the night before the convention started. So it wasn't a good way to start the weekend. And but again, you know, I said, okay, well, I did some great stuff, I feel, during that shoot, so I think they could salvage something. So again, I walk around the convention and, you know, again, when I met that producer, that was great. Definitely felt like a lot better. And I said, you know, because I'm like, people are going to talk, like, you know, I was pissed. I was like really pissed. I couldn't let it go. But, you know, eventually, you know, I let it go. I said, damn, I should have took 100 milligrams of Viagra. Damn, I should have I've done this. But yeah, I was learning my body. And, you know, again, I was like, just the realities of being on set. So that was really big. And, so I did that. And again, I had this guy's number, right? And I didn't I wasn't making use of it at that point because I guess I still was very reluctant, because the thing is, I'm still in New Jersey. New Jersey's like really bad. Like I'm struggling to, try and get other scenes in, do, another collab. So eventually we go to, so I go to my first XBiz in Miami. When I had my second production, I had him, the person I've been with, for quite a while at this point, behind the camera. And that went perfectly. Like I'm still friends with her. She's great. And
I have a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever, on any of these sets, have you ever just been like really grossed out?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do? Close your eyes.
Hope
for the best.
Oh God. So pretty much just remain professional.
Yeah.
You have to remain professional and, just
like, has anyone ever smelled?
Yes. Yes, they have. They don't even shower. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. And I experienced that. It wasn't the greatest, but I was professional.
And how many shoots are some of these people doing in a day?
Could be several.
Okay.
Could be several shoots in one day. Yeah, it's.
And everybody has to get tested.
Everyone has to get tested.
How often?
So, 2 weeks.
Every
2 weeks, you must be tested to shoot. And that's just that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And it's a full panel. You do swabs. You do rectal, anal swabs, and
you only do straight porn?
Yes.
Okay.
Only straight. I specified that. And so yeah. I forgot to go into that, of course. So industry standards, 2 weeks. So you have a 14-day window. Exactly. So it was really weird. Let me tell you, the swabs were recently introduced, and when you're sticking something up your ass, it's weird. Some people stick it a little, they just, you could break it off, but like first time I like really shoved that up there and it's so that was like, I would say that's the first time something went into my ass. So I do that quite a bit now. I don't like it, but it has to be done. And
right.
So, I abide by, I'm very strict when it comes to, testing standards because
you have to be.
You have to. And again, there's still a risk with this, but to mitigate the risk, yes. And I always I send my QR code. I look at their QR code. I watch them open the portal to, make sure everything is clear. Because, if you do not do that, well, you're in for some trouble. That's for sure. And, again, you want to mitigate the risk as much as possible.
Right.
And so industry standard in general.
At this point, you didn't stop nursing yet, right? Like when yeah. Okay.
I didn't stop. I wouldn't say like I just have my license active right now.
Like
again,
when did you stop nursing when you like fully went into porn?
No. I have it on the side right now because things start out slow. And especially when you're new.
Right.
So
and that's with anything too.
Exactly.
Like you have to build up anything you do.
Correct. So paid shoot. So I was, again, I have an amazing agent. She's great. And she told me that things are going to start out slow and you definitely want to have something on the side. And again, that's why, I have the nursing there.
Now,
yeah.
Question, in nursing, like if you were right now you said it's active, but you're not like working as a nurse, right?
Not currently.
So like, would you be able to do both?
Yeah.
Like if let's say like a job found out, do you think it would matter?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
For sure. It's definitely frowned upon. Let's just be realistic.
Yeah.
But
technically what it would be up to them if they'd want to hire you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they, found out.
Yeah. So your family, do they still think that you're just a nurse? Is that what they?
Yeah, they don't know that I'm doing this. But
do you think you'd ever tell them?
Yeah. No, I would. Absolutely.
You're just not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
And I will get there.
Yeah.
And things are about to move pretty quickly. And again, made a very careful choice. If I did not sign, like I had to sign with what I perceived as the top agency, like that a male performer could sign on with. And that's what I did, because I said, okay, this is going to give me the greatest likelihood of really establishing myself as a mainstream talent. So that's what I did. I said if I was not, I had to be able to sign on with a top agency. That was the first thing.
And when you sign on to a top agency, like what are the differences? Like what does that open the door to? Is that just like more professional productions and more often?
Yes,
okay.
It definitely more professional productions, and the name carries weight, especially the one that I'm currently signed to.
Okay. So are they getting you a lot more just like shoots and things like that?
Things are, honestly, it's just things start out slow. I'm new.
Okay.
I am building up my following. I just entered the professional scene.
But the more you do and the more your name is out there, the more they're going to want you.
Correct.
Okay.
And, it's how you conduct yourself on set and perform, but it comes with more scenes. The more scenes you do, the better you
and
tend
how
to
many
get.
could, technically speaking, like if you were to get like really, really big, how many could they have you do in a day?
I guess how many you can handle.
Okay.
Like you need to know your body.
Right.
And people have asked me that about scenes, but I can't really give a clear-cut answer, to be honest. Like I really surprise myself.
Do you need Viagra every time or not now?
No, that's a good question. I recently did 5 shoots in a row without taking anything.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And how long do each last, would you say?
Each scene? That was like 2 hours each scene. They were short scenes. Like on the big sets, like they tend to go for like a lot longer.
2 hours each scene, and there was 5 of them.
Yeah.
That's a full day.
It was these were on separate days. These were not on the same day. But during those scenes, I honestly, I was like, I don't know if I could do this, but I did just fine. It was a slow start.
Okay.
But I was able to do just fine. But on the bigger sets, you're going to be on set. Well, and you're going to be there for a longer period of time. So you kind of have to take something. It's going to be very difficult to perform.
What would you say are some of the most challenging aspects of being in the porn industry? Do you think it would mainly be just like remaining hard and that kind of stuff? Or is there any like mental challenges that you kind of have faced as well?
Oh, I just think like just in terms of physique, is my physique like, does it look decent on camera? So you're in front of all this lighting and you see every imperfection, and you're like getting filmed in 4K.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh man, I hope I look decent enough.
Right. And I feel like you kind of have to like mentally like not worry about that in the moment. Yeah.
And also like, again, like staying hard, like you obviously want to stay hard, but you want to try not to think about it, because if you think about it constantly, well, you're not going to remain hard.
Right.
And also just, focusing on finishing, coming at the end. Like if you're so fixated on that, then it's probably
your mind's not going to be there. No,
not at all. So you want to like kind of just, I'm getting to the point where, again, like it's like it's getting faster in terms of how I like shift into another gear. But again, just kind of like you could have a slow start, but just kind of like just being relaxed, knowing everything's going to fall into place and continuing from there.
And then do you have a routine that you kind of follow before every shoot?
Well, I used to exercise, but now I don't do that. I just go into the shoot. Okay. I don't eat anything. You want to take like Viagra on an empty stomach.
Okay. Do you ever eat like during or like during any breaks, or you're just like not eating?
No, okay. I've never been like, there's been like on my first pro scene, there was like, in terms of when we did one cut, there was no breaks again. I just went right through it. And that's pretty much it. Now, I don't really see myself, unless it's eating during a shoot period. Again, I've tried eating like a couple hours. It just, no, I just felt like the effectiveness of the medication just.
And then are
it
you
wasn't as
shaving everything?
Yeah, I shave everything below my eyebrows, and
Okay.
I really emphasize myself on just like having that like clean appearance.
Yeah, bald.
And exactly, and just maintaining like, you know, just trying to just being lean, just being lean, and just, you know, really just putting in the time. Just exercising is important because it really helps with your stamina.
Yeah.
It helps you just give you better, just physically and mentally. Just
I feel like it balances out the lifestyle too a little bit.
It does. Like, and I see a lot of other performers that don't really exercise much, and I can honestly say when I've it really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes you perform, like I said, better, and yeah, it resonates well with the audience. I think so. And again, like I just have like this ideal physique that I'm kind of like, you know, reaching towards. Takes time, but you know, that's it. But you want to be, honestly, you want to be physically and mentally as healthy as possible, because this line of work, it's draining.
Yeah.
You know, it could be definitely very draining, and you really need to be again strong physically and mentally, because things are not going to go as planned on set, and you're going to have people that, again, people are going to get, you know, mad, and you got to just kind of just weather through it. And you know, most importantly, I like to just, you know, focus on my fellow performer, and you know, she you know, again, like that positive mindset does so much. Like if you come off as negative, they're going to sense that. Even if you try to hide it, they're going to sense it. And yeah, it's essentially really it for that.
Are there any friendships that you had like prior to entering this industry that that you've kind of told them about this?
Yep.
And what were their takes on it?
Honestly, they were very accepting of it, because they had another friend that apparently was in the industry.
Okay.
So, again, I mean, I don't speak to them a lot, though. I don't speak. They're in New Jersey, and like I said,
you're living in LA now?
I'm in Tampa right now.
Okay.
Well, I'm in Sarasota right now.
Oh, right. Okay, so you're in Florida.
Yep.
And then is there a lot more opportunity out there, would you say? Okay.
Yeah. New Jersey was, I could tell you one thing, like things, if I wanted to, I would not be able to do this in New Jersey. Like doors are like, have really opened. Like,
how many days a week are you filming right now? Usually? Or does it just depend?
It's slow. Like it's slow. Right now, I did like, you know, a scene last week with, you know, again, content trades, collabs. So I did that last week, but things are, you know, again, they just, you know, I knew it. It's just gonna just be slow, and it takes time. And you know, I just think things they're falling into place. Yeah. It just takes time. It's just, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's the way I look at it. I see, you know, the following, it's going up.
Are you able to, for the OnlyFans and stuff, are you able to produce your own content for that?
Yeah.
Or is that like under the agency, like they have to have more control?
No. So I, you know, again, it's, you know, my productions with, you know, my fellow performer.
So will you do that when you're not filming like more professional shoots?
Exactly. Yeah. So you want to like do a mix of everything, really. And obviously to bring in as much revenue as possible. Yeah. But again, like I really aspire to, you know, just be on big sets. That's like what I wanted, really what I wanted from day one.
Are you concerned at all of like down the road, if you ever get into a relationship, do you ever think about that?
Yep. So I honestly stand by it. I've mentioned it to people. I really think doing this, you got to make sure this is what you really want to do.
Because like you said, it's like the risk and the reward, they're both high.
Well, you're sacrificing a fragment of your soul here. And I strongly stand by that. And the chances of you having a traditional relationship, it's very low. I really stand by that. And again, I've spoken to people, and they are very reluctant to admit that to me or themselves. But I mean, I really believe that it's going to be very difficult.
Does that upset you at all?
Not so much.
It's just like not right now. Right, like it's not where your focus
right
is
now.
right
No,
now.
no.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing is, I've never really been in a relationship, so
You don't have that like desire.
no, not really. But again, things can change, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely aware of that. And again, when you're on set with like, again, I've seen people and they've developed emotions, but I just kind of just go on set, do what I need to do,
Yeah,
and
keep it professional.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
always keep it professional. And that's for the most part, if you can do that. Again, like this has been like a little over 2 years. So again, like before I got into this, I needed a year.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a year to see like, is this what I really want to do?
Yeah.
And again, I just going back, to XBiz. So XBiz was big. Like I had my second production, who I'm still great friends with her, and that went very well. That shoot went really well. Like that is one of the best scenes I feel like I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so that event, it was like a little bit chaotic. It was chaotic with the lines. Like I never waited on line to get a pass that long before. I was in line for like 3 hours, like over, I think 4 hours. And again, I was a little bit depressed because like I was like, man, I haven't done a scene in a long time. Again, so this is like my second scene, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned at this point because, again, I have not really shot anything. Mm-hmm. I'm just behind the camera. So, but again, when I did that second scene and things went really well, I was like, I was feeling really good. So after that, we went. I had a third collab after that. It went well. It went well. I'm starting to learn my body, and funny enough, this is the thing. Okay, now I remember. So I did have a scene before that. Did not go well. So again, going back, I've been with this guy for like 2 years, and again, personally, looking back at it, again, I definitely do not look back fondly on this guy. Mm-hmm. Just introduced me to the industry and everything, but I remember doing a scene with him. So this is the first time I did a scene with another male performer. So this is where, you mentioned about personal hygiene and everything. Okay. So this was absolutely disgusting. So again, I really dislike this guy. I think he's absolutely awful. So anyhow, we do a scene, and I'm looking forward to, working with this performer. And it started out well, but again, he went down on her, and let's just say this guy doesn't have the best oral hygiene. Think of Freddy Krueger. There you go. So now I have to go down on her, right? And holy shit, I lose it completely. And there was no getting it back. So I was like,
it just smelled from his breath?
It's just, I was imagining again, just him going down, like, God. So I just said, oh my God, I do it. I'm like, then I find myself, and I made up an excuse. I said, dude, it's because I'm standing on the mattress. That's why I went completely limp. Mm-hmm. I swear. So so I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God, this guy, I can't. So that's when and the funny thing about that scene is initially, again, we're talking about he's supposed to be my, stepfather and my father or whatever, his father. And, it had a decent premise, but I really felt like, honestly, the scene would have went a lot better if it was just me and her.
Yeah.
Because, well, then I would have not went. It was just really, that's when I noticed, like, he gave me some valuable insight, but then I saw a lot of stuff he was telling me that just did not look good.
Yeah.
It did not look good. I said, I feel I really needed this scene. Like, it's been like a while. Like, I barely have any productions. I thought this was going to be a huge milestone. So yeah, that scene. So when that happened.
Yeah, what ends up happening? So you went soft.
Oh, so I went soft, and then shortly thereafter he goes soft. So the scene was like, it was bad because, like, I've been really putting in the time, just exercising and everything. And I'm like, and it was really, for this, to get ready for this scene. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I look really good in those photos that were, at least we got some good photos, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyhow, we just both go limp. And yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is awful. This is like, I mean, I don't know what we could salvage. Or we could salvage a little bit. And so yeah, that was like a disappointment.
So was the scene just over at that point?
Yeah, it was over. So I just remember this girl that I met. I'm great friends with her, amazing person. So I said, and then she says, and then she like looks at me. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's pretty much over. So anyhow, we do the, post photos and everything. And like, it was just, it didn't go as planned. And again, I get it. You have to work, with some people, but like I honestly felt like if it was just, I felt like this was a scene that should have been really me and her. And again, brief cameo by him, but hygiene, like, and that's when I mentioned, about, I went into like, I said, dude, like, in terms of like, oral hygiene, I was like, maybe you should get an electric toothbrush.
And what did he say?
Nothing. He just is like, I don't have time, and
to brush my teeth.
So that truthfully, I made up something, and that was that. So that sucked. And at this point I was, getting a little pissed at the guy. So now we're getting kind of to current day here. We're going to current day. A lot has happened. So we're going to Tampa now. We got a bunch of collabs lined up. So those are content traits. So I get those collabs. This is where I really begin shooting. Like August is where I begin like really shooting. Some go better than others. Yeah. This was a lot. This was the first time I did a very long stretch of shoots. So I did the shoots, and some went better than others, but this is where I really felt like I needed to break away from this guy. Something, again, let's just put it like there's, like he was dragging me into a lot of drama, and the last thing you want to be involved in this line of work is drama, and I did not want any part of it. But during, there was things that were said that, again, personally, I thought, I was ready, like for some specific scenes. He said otherwise, but I didn't like his decision making. I thought it was I was getting pulled into drama, and it was bad. And I said, this is getting crazy. This is getting insane.
Were you able to break away from him pretty
easily?
I
was able to break away, but not at that point. Okay. So we go to, so again, we do the shoots, and again, some are better than others. And again, there's this drama that it's just crazy. Not to mention we have like, I believe, a hurricane coming through at that point that's delaying us. And so what makes matters worse is, the ride home. The ride home is where I really start resenting this person. And, as a friend, I'm really going out of my way. I really do that. And, at the beginning of the podcast, I mentioned, I stand by. I really think this person's an absolutely awful individual. And just, again, like I remember driving with him. It's like, we get a rental car and, he needs to do things. I'm again getting pulled into this drama. I don't, but at this point, it's just his decision making is just, it's, especially in this line of work, it's just so bad. And again, I have to listen. Well, it was like a 16-hour drive, from Tampa back to New Jersey. And like I'm driving like, God, like I think I drove, 10 hours. I'm not used to driving like that. And just having like a backseat driver. And at this point, I was like, yeah, this is like, and I knew I was moving to Florida, which was, that's when I knew, like, I just, like, I'm moving here soon. And then I just said, you know what, this is like, I feel like something bad, really bad is going to happen now. I even said that. I said, you're opening Pandora's box. Like, and so, so last convention I had with this guy, he did, some of the stuff he did, it was bad. It was really, really bad. And I said, this is crazy. Like, I don't want any part of this. So I'm literally in my room. I'm like in my room. I have like a fruit bowl in my room, like laying on the bed. There's like so much stuff going down. I said, yeah, there's no way I could, that's it. Like, I can't be associated with this guy. Like, this is crazy. And essentially, that's when I broke away with him. Really, without getting into any of the specifics. I just left it, and I was now in the industry kind of just alone. I did call this guy like a mentor friend for 2 years, but he's absolutely, again, I believe a terrible person, like absolutely awful. And I could go on and on why, but I just, again, just
irrelevant,
omitting the details. I just had to get away. And I knew to move farther in this industry, I had to go to Florida. I can't stay in New Jersey. So a lot of stuff happened. It was like, God, everything was ablaze. Like, I had to tell my friends about, this guy. And like, I just, word was going around. And then I decided at that point, I got back and it was terrible. Like, I had to make sure everyone got back safe. And then I went back home. And at that point, I pulled out, that talent manager's card, gave him a call. I actually had his number. I texted him, but I pulled out the card. I was like, oh yeah, I have this guy's number.
Yeah.
So then I texted him, and then he said, we talk about agencies. I said, yeah, I think that's the next best step. And then, again, he's like, I could get you on this pro set. I said, okay, all right, that sounds good. And, I submitted pictures of myself for the first time. Like, I have like body dysmorphia. So like, again, like, I'm like, I was always self-conscious about photos of myself, but I'm taking like nude photos of myself, and, I send it to him and he submits it. So I'm pretty much I'm waiting now, cause I know at this time, like, I got to like sign with an agency or pro set. If I don't do that, then I'm just not going to continue. It has to be a top agency. So I do that. And, I moved to Tampa, and then I'm like, I'm looking like at, you know, who I want to sign with, really, you know, who I'm reaching out. And then I find my current agency. I find this amazing agent, and you know, she's being so honest with me, and I appreciate the honesty so much. And you know, just so responsive and everything. And I'm looking at the roster, and these are exceptional, like, talent. So I just said, I'm just gonna sign with them.
And
Like,
do they have a lot of people on their?
It seems more, not so like, really exceptional talent on that roster. Like, they won an award, like, and they're at like the top. And I said, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sign with them.
So then, how does that work? Do they take a certain percentage of, like?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, commission fee. 10%.
And then are they? I guess I might have already asked this, but then do they have any control over your other platforms, like OnlyFans and stuff, or that's all separate?
No, that's separate.
Okay,
They just
that's good.
they book me for professional shoots.
Okay.
And I made the perfect choice, the way I look at it. And
Do
I'm
you
glad
feel
I
like
did.
this is the career that's, like, meant for you?
I think I have longevity.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I could certainly perform on camera, though I'm still very much within my rookie year. I keep getting better and better. And yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it. It's now like over 2 years, and my mindset really hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I've always, from day one, even when I was with that guy, I said, like, I want to be on big sets. And yeah.
So that's your goal right now, just to keep growing within the industry?
Exactly.
Okay.
And just go on big sets.
You want to be like a top male porn star.
Exactly.
Has it made you view women any differently, would you say?
To be honest, my mindset hasn't really changed in that regard. I just, on set, it's just always to remain professional.
Yeah.
And
Like, do you think if you were going to have, like, sex outside of on these sets,
right.
do you think it would be hard for you to, like, kind of separate that? Or you think you've gotten good at, like, okay, when I'm on set, it's like, this is one version of me, and then off set, it's like a different version?
No, I mean, I've done it. I've done it all set. And it's kind of funny that you say that, because, again, some of the way I do things sometimes mirrors, you know, in terms of positions. It's like I'm on set. It's really weird. But yeah, no, it's different. It's different. I'm able to separate it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm probably like one of the most vanilla performers in the industry.
Is there a favorite, like, position or a favorite type of scene that you, like, prefer to shoot, or are you just open to anything?
Well, I mean, I have my limitations. You know, obviously nothing going in my ass.
Right.
I do like, I think reverse cowgirl looks like the best on film. I really do. And, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of my thumbnails are that on my videos. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of like, yeah, so I like that, like, you know, various positions. It's funny because I used to cramp up a lot. I'm not cramping up a lot. I did some crazy positions, like on my first pro shoot. Going into that was pretty big. Okay, so you know, so I again I remember talking about arriving early. You don't want to do that. So I come in. I have, you know, my In God We Trust license plate. I go in. And, you know, I see jet skis, like, right, you know, he tells me to pull in, and I see jet skis, and I remember those jet skis, like, you know, those were in a video. He was like fucking some girl, like, well, I don't know, someone was riding the jet skis or something. I just remember them. And, like, so I'm like, you know, I'm like 30 minutes early, and he's like, "You're early." I was like, "Yeah. Like, I'm here." And then he's like, "You're early." I'm like, "Yeah." And then I was like, And then no one was there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm waiting there and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have just like came right on time because
Yeah.
that would be early. So that just occurred to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, so I'm waiting and I'm like, all right, well, I know my co-performer. So I go on and I'm like, damn, like, I really hope I could. Then I'm thinking, oh man, I hope this like stuff works
Mm-hmm.
that I took. And again, I was a little, I was trying not to show it, but I remember I kept saying, okay, okay, okay. I was driving, like, guy was amazing. The producer and they were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They shot, and I said, it's just going to take me, a little bit to just get going. But, once I get going, we're good. And so, yeah, he was joking. Said I look like Mark Zuckerberg. I'm getting that a lot. I mean, what do you think? Do I look like Mark Zuckerberg?
You kind of do a little bit.
I know. Yeah. So that came up.
Uh-huh.
And the lighting was so bright there.
Mm-hmm.
It was like so bright being on a pro set.
Yeah.
So then, again, it was like I didn't want the scene to end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the person I was performing with, I think we did a good job. We did a good job, a really good job. And again, for a first pro scene, I think it went quite well. And
so when you get on scene and
Yeah.
like, let's say you don't know the person that you're going to be
Yeah.
having sex with, is there something that you like, do you guys have any sort of like communication or like warming up to kind of build that chemistry like prior or no?
You always usually know who you're going to perform with
But like, what if you haven't met them yet?
in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked briefly
Okay.
before we shot. And
Like, do you feel like it's easier to kind of perform with people that you've already shot with?
Yup.
Okay.
yeah, but like I said, like I've had situations where I've performed with them before, but again, I'm still learning my body
Yeah.
in terms of what works and what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're with someone new, I mean,
It's just like a new experience as a whole.
exactly. But again, like I, lucked out. It was I thought it was, we shot a great scene. And yeah, I mean, I was, again, I was nervous. I was trying to hide it, but it was funny because the scene like centers around like the male performer. Usually it's the female performer. So I have my I was, again, I'm getting my feet licked. I'm getting my ass licked, stuff I would like I'm not, really into, but it's the other things that I'm into. So that, things that, I had to get through that, but then, there were things that I was into.
Yeah.
And, you have to, honestly enjoy, I like being in front of a camera and I like performing. And, so just the entire, just being in front of the camera, I mean, I just love it.
Yeah.
So,
And that's all that matters.
yeah, that's really
And
it.
then I know that you said that obviously like you work out. As
Yeah.
far as like your diet goes, like do you like pretty much follow like really strict dieting or healthy eating?
Yep, I do. I eat like around 2,300 calories daily. And I really try and focus on like my chest and my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just like the shoulders especially, they just look really good on camera, like
Yeah.
strong shoulders, like a big upper chest. I'm just that's just what I notice.
Yeah.
I just behind the camera and everything. I just, that's just my persona. I just like to be like kind of just lean and fit.
Right.
And
So you keep a good diet.
yeah, I do. It's a pretty strict diet, but at the same time, I definitely let loose. I've been letting loose these past 2 weeks, but
Like eating some snacks.
yeah, for sure.
Like what? Donuts?
Yeah,
Okay.
donuts, cupcakes, like
Ooh.
yeah. I mean,
Joey, you've been
pretty
bad.
much. Yeah, pretty much. And so yeah, I mean, it's weird though. I mean, like I said, the lighting makes the difference.
Yeah.
So you could look
You can
terrible.
see that cupcake in there.
You could. No, but you could look like it's amazing what, lighting does. Like you could look absolutely
flawless, or you could look like shit.
Pretty much. And I didn't know that at first.
Right.
Had
it takes
no
time.
clue. Because first time when I was doing it, I was using my, again, huge difference, in terms of the lens you use. The money's all on the lens of the camera usually. Right. I thought what I was shooting with my iPhone camera, oh man, I don't really look that great. But again, that's some people earlier on I was fixated on that.
Yeah.
I was like, but once I got over that, I really, enjoyed being in front of the camera. And and yeah, I mean that's, essentially really, really it. I mean, I've been doing this for a couple of years, but it wasn't until, having a presence in the industry a couple of years, but not stepping foot, not really doing anything until late August.
Yeah. And then do you notice any effects on your mental health at all? Or not really?
Not really. It hasn't
well,
really.
That's good.
It hasn't really changed.
Like okay.
Not
because I know
so
that you
much.
mentioned it could be like draining at times.
Yeah, it's just I usually just keep to myself, and you have some strong personalities that you interact with, and I'm very short and concise with my responses, and you get some wall of text, and it's a lot to go through, and I just like getting to the pertinent information, but you have to just be respectful, show the utmost professionalism. So I guess, mentally, that's,
And then you said you have made like good friends within the industry, right?
Yeah. But the thing is about that is, I feel like they were very strong at first, but as time goes on, I feel like, it kind of wanes really in strength. I would say I don't kind of talk to them as much as I did, but I understand, it's that's the thing. We're all there to, perform and work. And I just entered, I'm just getting in the groove of things, and I'm just a very young performer. And again, I went to my first, like, I went to a strip club for like the second time. Second time in my life. And it was like a lot of people in the industry. And again, it's like, music's loud. I can't understand what people are saying. So I'm just nodding my head and smiling. And, so I guess I got to connect with more people that I'm definitely going to see more of. Again, every industry event I go to, I see familiar faces. Like I've seen these people who I've spoken to like many times before. But again, I see people a lot, and again, we don't really talk as much as we did in the past. But again, as I go more and more into this, again, you meet people, and I don't know, you only need a few good friends in life, to be honest. That's the way I think about it, really.
Do you think overall, like, the social stigma around the porn industry, like, does that bother you? Do you have any, like, mindsets around that, or not really? Because I feel like you said, in a way, like, it's frowned upon if that's something you do. I mean, that goes with OnlyFans, that goes with anything.
Yeah, it's frowned. I mean, that's just how it is.
But it doesn't bother you at all, you wouldn't say?
Not so much.
Okay.
Because
you stick to yourself pretty much.
Pretty much. I just stick to myself. I stay away from the drama.
Right.
That's the thing.
And I feel like there's the less people that there are to give you an opinion, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
No, and I think every opinion holds value, but some opinions are, more valuable than others, to be honest. But
it's interesting though, because I feel like with the porn industry in general, it's like obviously so many people watch porn, and sex is a huge thing in life in general, but I just feel like it's so taboo still. You know, like
It is.
people don't like talking about it, or it makes them uncomfortable, or if you do anything sexual as a career, I feel like it's just viewed as wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
It does. Like I said, just getting into, I'm sure you've heard of the dark side of the industry with the drugs and everything. Like I said, the first person I met, granted she wasn't in the industry, but I saw firsthand what drugs do to a person. It's absolutely crazy.
Are there a lot of drugs in the porn industry?
Personally, I have not seen anyone like, snort cocaine or anything,
Okay.
but I'm sure it's most definitely
It's
is out
there,
there.
yeah.
It's out there. Like I said, I rarely drink. I do not smoke. And but I know, it's out there.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've seen. I mean, I've been to after parties, and I see people that are like, I guess, not around the best group of people, and they're completely plastered, and I mean, not a good place to be.
Yeah.
And I think people just want to, belong, and so bad that they put themselves in such really bad situations. And again, like, I don't have to impress anyone other than myself in the end. That's what I always say. But again, I know if I could impress myself, most likely that I'm probably impressing others. Because so yeah, that's really it when it comes to it. But yeah, I think a lot of people just want to impress other people so badly that they'll just go with what they say, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people. I guess you could say I've been a little bit around the block, and they'll just agree with whatever they're saying. And
I'm sure there's so much more for you to experience and see also, because like you said, it is still so fresh.
Yep.
So it's like, I'm sure there's going to be times that you meet other people that you aren't really fond of, or that, I think in any job or position, you're going to have the dark side and then the fine and the decent side of it. I think it just depends on like, the company you keep and who you're around and
exactly
all that stuff as well.
Yeah. It's like, there's a lot of fun, but in the end, I mean, you're working, but you could have fun while working.
Yeah.
And especially, on set. But yeah, no, I'll be honest. I've done like a collab where we were just going through the motions. That was my first experience. We were going through the motions. So it was like, okay, it's going to happen. But yeah, that's essentially it. Again, that was my first time experiencing something. It was like very robotic, if you will. And, but yeah, I mean, more or less, yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun, but I would just stay away from the drama.
Yeah.
That's
well, that
the
kind of
thing.
leads me into my next question. I was going to ask you, like, do you have any advice for anyone going into this industry other than staying away from the drama?
Well,
don't take 100 milligrams of Viagra, maybe?
I mean,
unless you got to.
I mean, honestly, unless you have to, I would start with the lowest possible dosage of it. I mean, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend, do what you feel is right. That's it. But yeah, I would just really make sure this is what you want to do. This is really high risk, high reward here. And you, again, once you're out there, you're out there. And I've seen people who put themselves out there and now they want to, not be out there anymore. It's too late. So make sure this is what you want to do. And also, again, there's so many guys that are trying to do this. And, they all want to, go all the way. They want to go all the way. And I think, again, I really do think, I mean, I've seen guys who you wouldn't think would be able to pull such a large audience, but they do. But I really feel like, honestly, I'll be honest, at this point, I'm just taking advantage of all my physical traits. That's it. I'm taking it full. I've never taken full advantage of my physical traits like this in my life. But I feel like it is really what makes you stand out. I feel like I feel like height, I feel like, well, obviously, attractive, physical, just being attractive, that goes a long way. If you have something very unique, then that really helps. But I mean, you really need to make yourself stand out.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone could go in the industry. Anyone could, everyone has something to bring to the table in the end. I had my really criteria for an ideal performer, but honestly, now I rethought that completely based on what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's people that have really huge group of followers, and they're far from what I thought would be ideal.
Yeah.
So
do you think that you're making a better income and like your lifestyle, I feel like, is better in an industry like this versus being a nurse?
No, I think being a nurse it's very stable, and it ensures stable amount of income. I just started. Things are very slow. That's what I want to emphasize. Things are slow. And I signed with a top agency, and things are slow, but I knew that would be the case.
Yeah.
And I was, and that was reinforced by my agent, who's amazing. I knew things would be slow.
But it's more so choosing something that you like and enjoy, rather than
it's looking more so in the long term.
Yeah.
And I think that's coming soon. I think, again, I just started. I just signed, and eventually, things are going to come together more so. Yeah. But I would make sure you have something on the side. I wouldn't, if you're new and you're
with
going
anything,
right,
you need multiple different
you need a contingency plan.
Yeah.
And that's what I've, people have come up to me, and I feel like I'm probably not the right person to come up to you, but I can give you something that's just common sense.
Yeah.
Have this on the side. I mean, before that, make sure you really want to do it. Make sure you really want to do it. And, you definitely want to have things on the side. You're not going to, I guess some people could just have a massive following right then and there. I guess. But it's an extreme outlier. I feel like the reality
of it is it takes time to build that momentum.
It does. It takes time to build momentum, and then you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And again, doing that first pro scene, seeing if you could go through the motions and finish and everything. So see how you, until you go through that, you're not going to know. Yeah. To be honest, you're not. And I think, again, when I did all those scenes for like this new production company, I forgot to add, that's when I wasn't on anything. When I did 5 scenes in a row with nothing on it, and then I went into that pro scene, I just knew I was able to perform. I was able to perform. It's you have to learn your body, to be honest. It's hard to, one shoot, it's hard to say, because again, the environment changes. You have different personalities in terms of producers, and
you have to know how you're gonna handle and react in so many different types of situations with different types of people. And
exactly,
a lot of things can come up that you're not prepared for, like that guy's horrible breath.
Yep. It wasn't that. It was the teeth. It was the teeth. It was just horrible. Yeah, we're going back to this guy.
No, sorry.
Okay.
Just something I thought of.
No. It's okay. It's just, again, this.
It's something, it's something that you got to prepare yourself for, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
you do. And let me tell you, there's no way you could prepare yourself for that. If I have to not come, I think of that guy's teeth.
Okay.
I do. Because sometimes, I've been on set, and you get a little too excited, and you can't you can't come right there.
Yeah.
So you have to
Hold back.
So there you have a mental image. You have
Of that man's mouth.
Yeah, as disgusting as it may be,
It helps.
It helped during my last shoot. But yeah, you have to have like something that you don't deem, but then you have to get it out of your head.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pros and cons to it.
I notice a lot of them have open relationships, or like they're in multiple relationships. This I'm like probably the most vanilla guy in the industry. I mean, at that last gathering, I think people kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like too much. Sometimes like that's like insane. I didn't even know really about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I have friends that have multiple relationships.
So do you think you could date a co-star?
Not right now.
Okay.
No. It's again, this is just, I just want to keep it professional.
Yeah, your focus isn't there.
I go on set, then I go home.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I am friends with, again, a lot of female performers in the industry, but again, I just, that's it really.
Yeah.
I enjoy hanging out with them, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I'm very weary when you go into relationships. You're really going into
it's like
feel,
opening other doors.
It really is, and you could be opening like
doors that don't want to be, that don't need to be opened.
Yeah, and I've seen that. Like again, I've seen it. As much as I dislike this guy, he did serve as a mentor, and I've personally seen it. Again, even before that, I knew it was a disaster. But when you're seeing,
it's like drama.
It is, and you really just want to stay away from it. But again, as much as I stay away from it, you get pulled into it. And then not only that, you're dealing with it, that you want to tell someone about all this shit you're going through. And like I've been like, I honestly have done my shoots, I go home and I get pulled into drama. Like it's just how you handle it. Like I said, I'm very short and concise with my responses, but honestly, I had to kind of learn not to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that honestly, that again, I'm getting better at that, but yeah, you really do. You really just, again, that's what this well-known star told me. She said, "Do your job and go home."
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah. So,
just
but it's hard. But it's hard.
Yeah.
You want to. People are inviting you to. And like I said, I had a great time. I had a great time at that event. There was no drama at all.
I think it just depends too.
It is, and I've been going back. I've had girls stalk me. I've had girls stalk me already, and
what do you do?
I told him, like, look, like, I'm not interested in a relationship. I told you, I'm not trying to fool anyone. I said, like, look,
Were these people that you did shoots with?
I did not do a shoot with this particular girl. I did not do a shoot with her. She, I don't even know if she's still in the industry, but I said, like, look, I'm not trying to be deceptive. I'm just saying, I'm flat out telling you, I'm not interested in a relationship. And I said, this is just absolutely crazy. This was before I actually stepped foot in the industry. This was like,
how did she take it? Was it all right?
She took not so great.
Oh,
not so great. So I just remember it was like raining out. And I said, like, look, and then she just wouldn't, she just became just too obsessed. And I just said, like, so eventually, that was it. Then she, I said, like, I just want to be left alone. And eventually she got the message.
Yeah.
And that was that. I'm not here to fool anyone. And again, I've gotten stalked. I've gotten like stalked, like I remember going to Vegas. Like, it's just weird. Like, I like had a really bad experience. Let's just say it wasn't stock, but it was like, I thought someone said they were someone who they were not. And I thought this was like a producer, and turns out she was not. She was not even in the industry. And I thought she wanted to see my business card. And like I said, like, you just like, yeah. So, I mean, like, yeah, I'm just very careful, to be honest. I'm quite careful because I know I try honestly to stay out of the drama, but honestly, that's, but
comes
you
with
get
the territory sometimes.
It comes with the territory, precisely.
Were you a virgin when you went into the industry?
No.
Okay.
But I, man, during Tinder's heyday, I was going crazy though.
What's that? What was Tinder's heyday? What's that?
Well, Tinder, the dating app.
Yeah.
So when that launched, you could get laid like at the click of a button.
Okay.
So I was
going crazy on Tinder.
I was going crazy. I was like, ever saw Family Guy with Quagmire and Tinder? Well, that's it. He was like in his house, bloodshot eyes with Tinder. And
that was you?
Granted, yeah, I was like kind of like crawled. I was like scrolling. I was like, yeah. So yeah. So that was like a short period.
Okay.
And then and then yeah, I kind of like, then Tinder kind of died a little bit, And
then came porn.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, I'm very careful. Honestly, all I do is on set now. I'm just on set. I'm very stringent with the testing.
Yeah.
Again, protection. I just go on set right now, and that's pretty much it. I'm just careful because, come on, like, you're telling like a girl, hey, I'm in the adult film industry. I've got a lot of, people that are like, they're like, that's so freaking cool. And I'm like, it's, I think it's cool, but, a lot of people don't think it's cool. And I mean, I could understand why they think so. And, I never, again, when someone asks me, I say I'm doing modeling, because technically,
yeah. So that's your go-to. If somebody says, oh, what do you do for a living? You say, I'm model.
And this is the thing. I never thought of myself as...
you could always say, too, like, I'm a content creator.
Yeah, you could say you're a content creator. That's true. But I never... but yeah, that's pretty much my go-to. Okay. It's like George Costanza saying he's an architect. Like, he wanted to do architect. He always goes back to, I'm like, oh, it's modeling. And that's it. And that's... But yeah, it was crazy. I did my first, speaking of modeling, I did my first photo shoot. It was crazy doing the nude photos, remaining hard while pictures. I mean, it's difficult. First time I did it, I was like really crinkling my forehead. I was like really concentrating on it. And yeah, the photo shoot was awesome. Again, really good friend of mine. And, those photos were amazing. And yeah, no, I'm excited to do another one down the line. Yeah. But that was important. I need photos. So if anyone says, oh, I'm like, I do modeling. So I said, oh yeah, what pictures? Like, I pull it up on my phone and I'm like, oh yeah, these are like pics. And yeah, they're like, oh cool, that looks good. I'm like, yeah, because she's top notch. She's, she knows what she's doing. Yeah. And I don't. I have no clue. And
you'll learn the more you go.
Absolutely.
So, no, but I mean, I think this was great. You answered all my questions. Did you have anything else you wanted to hit?
I think that covers everything more or less. I'm still very new. Yeah. And yeah.
You got a ways to go.
I do.
And then what happens if your family finds out before you tell them?
Well, there's definitely a big possibility. Well,
it just is what it is, right?
Essentially, yeah. It is.
I mean, you're an adult. You make your own decisions.
Exactly. That's pretty much it, really.
And like you said, you knew, like, you made the choice. Like, is this really what I want to do?
You have to come to grips with reality that the choice is out there. I'm out there. And again, I've seen a lot of people want it. Like, it's too late, but I really want to do this, and I'm making it happen. And yeah, no, it's good to just have a contingency plan in place, again. And yeah, so really think.
Who's that other guy that's a big porn star?
There's a lot of them.
His name reminds me of Joey Gray.
I'm still learning about everyone, to be honest.
I can't think of his fucking name.
I was talking about G.I. Joey.
No.
That's the only other one
I'll
with
have
Joey.
to look it up. I can't remember his name. But he's like, and I only like know because he was like a big one that people were talking about at a certain point. But he had like a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tattoos.
Yeah.
Like when I said no tattoos, like that.
Because it sets you apart.
It does. It's exotic. Most people have tattoos. And to find someone that doesn't have tattoos.
And is tall and lean.
It's tough. Like I feel like I meet like a criteria or a talent that doesn't like come along too often. I mean, like
would you ever buzz your head?
Yeah, I did it. I do.
Oh.
It's just like, I've done it. They like really screwed it up. If you go on my Twitter, you'll see they like messed my hairline up so bad.
Really?
I was going around, so the recent convention, I went to Exotica again, and I'm looking back at the photos. I'm like, man, they really pushed my hairline back. My hair grows back pretty fast, but yeah, no, I do that. I buzz it, and because it turns into an afro if I don't, and this is pretty much as long as it gets. But yeah, people were saying in the video, you should get a fade, Joey, and I'm like, yeah, I did get a fade.
Yeah.
Look on my Twitter, and it
So on Twitter you can post anything on there, right?
Yeah, you could post anything. I make sure, it's not safe for work, that I have it. And yeah, you could, yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, I have, I could clearly see all my followers and everything. Instagram's important too, but you have to be very careful with what you post.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Too explicit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful, because I see people who
even with like
that.
the wording and everything.
Yup, you really do. So that's one thing the guy taught me right about was, again, I have to use my Instagram more. I don't really, I really need to use it more.
Yeah.
It's, I get too focused on Twitter.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much, really it. I'm just waiting to, but yeah, I like, I get some interesting DMs. And
I'm sure.
I really do. Like, you would think these people are bots, but, and granted, a lot of them are bots, but then there's people that are not bots.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting in terms of what they request and
sure.
what they're saying. And, and yeah, no, that's pretty much it. You get a lot of requests for I get so many requests for custom vids. People wanting to see my feet.
Yeah.
I mean, that, like, it's
There's
crazy.
a lot of feet people out there.
It is. And like, more power to you if you like it. But people just kept talking about my big feet. That was pretty much it. And my feet are not pleasing. I run so much and it just doesn't, like I said, I got my first ever pedicure before that scene.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the woman there, and I'm like I'm a little ticklish, like, down there, right?
Right.
So like there's water there's things are splashing around, and like it's just weird. I never had someone cut my own nails. Yeah. And I said like, how bad is it? Like, how bad is the damage there? And she said, it's okay. I was like, so it's okay, meaning it's pretty bad. Yeah. But it looked fine on camera, and we got it done. I got so nervous, by the way. I was like, some girl's gonna suck on my toes. Yeah. I know. Like, someone's gonna give me a toe job. And I'm like,
did you like it?
No. I mean, I wasn't crazy. It's just about the other stuff that I was into.
Yeah. So you just had to get through the toe job.
Exactly. So I was trying to make it seem like, I enjoyed it. It's acting. And it was weird. Like, I'm definitely good with talking on camera, for sure. But like, it's so
you become
weird.
like an actor in a way.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And it's so bad. I'm telling you, like, the acting I've done, like, it's weird. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good at improv, but but you're like really in the flow of things. That's the thing. I was shooting with this new production company, and like I thought we were like, I did such a great job, and then we get a cut. We get a cut. Everything's flowing so nice, and then we get a cut, and then I was like, "Oh man!"
Right, it like takes you out of the zone.
It does, and so I have to get used to that.
Yeah,
but
like to be able to pick back up.
Yeah, because the first pro scene there was no,
Yeah,
there was none of that. There was no storyline. That's the thing with my productions. There's always a storyline.
Okay.
And that's the thing I emphasize with my first production. A lot of people, granted, people just go right on into it, but again, it's corny.
Yeah.
It's corny. This is not going to win any,
awards,
Oscars or anything. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten better at it. It's awkward because you're not like you're having sex, after you're acting. And it's just really, again, I will experience that more as I go on. It's
a growing and learning experience, like with any career.
Exactly.
You get better as you go.
Yeah.
So. But you're going to be top dog.
Well, I'm
what do you mean we'll see? No, you have to be positive.
No, I know. I know.
Good.
I mean, the thing is like, I don't want to flatter myself too much. But,
well,
I
you
definitely,
have to.
You do.
You speak it into existence.
You do. And that's, when someone else tells me that, I will get there.
Yeah.
I will get there. And, again, I just keep getting better, and I just keep improving my body, my mind, and I'm going to go the distance. And that's essentially it. That's what I told someone at that first industry gathering. Well, one of my first. But I said, like, look, I'm going the distance. Again, we were talking about, she's been doing it for a while, I think. And I said, like, I'm not, this is something I'm doing long term. And again, I emphasized I'm going all the way. And again, if I wasn't improving, then I would be nervous, but I definitely see improvement from shoot to shoot.
Do you think down the road you would ever like do some of the things that right now you're not comfortable doing?
That's difficult to answer.
Because I feel like sometimes the more comfortable you get, the more you're
True.
like, all right, like I'll do it,
True. I mean, there were things like I said, like the foot licking. I just said, I'll do it.
Right.
I'll do it.
Like maybe it depends on like your mindset.
It does depend on your mindset. And, but yeah, I do have clear limitations. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to stray from those limitations. Okay. Just, again, I'm just, again, focused on just straight content. That's it.
Just pumping it out.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't, I guess, there's things that I didn't put as limit. There's things that didn't come to mind right now in terms of what I listed as my limitations, but.
What about feminine hygiene? Like,
what do you mean? Like her just.
Odor, not shade. He said you have to remain professional.
Okay, so I've seen it. Like I was on set. And this person will remain, obviously anonymous. I'm not going to name any names, but let's just say there was some. They were using a cup, and there was, she was on her period, and the producer couldn't see it, right? And I saw it. I was like, yeah, this can't be on. Like, this is. I mean, so I just said. And so yeah, so again, like you're gonna. It's how you react to it.
What did you do?
I just remained calm, and I said, are you all right? And it was just her cup, and yeah, I mean that was. So
did you fuck her on her period?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, so what happened was just the death. Yeah, we've all been there. It was the first time I was really there. I was just very careful. I was, just letting, just again, you didn't have to put too much death into it for you to, well, I mean, there's a little bit of blood, but that was it. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people who they don't shower, and
Like, have you ever had to eat somebody out and it really stunk or tasted bad?
not yet. No.
Okay.
No, not so far.
I hope
No,
if that happens, you don't get sick.
exactly. I'm very, honestly, since I've done a lot of my own production. I mean, the thing he, again, the guy, going back to him, because he was such a large part. I was with this guy for 2 years, was timing like 20 minutes. 20 minutes is always 20 minutes. I think it's the quality more so than the time. But yeah, you want to have a decent time. But again, I would say I was with, I was with some, this was a very small amount, some perform. Again, I could say, oh, I don't want to go down. I'll just do something else.
Yeah.
It's good. But no, but for the most part, everybody's fine, really.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I would be lying if I said, oh yeah, there's some people that I've worked with that I guess were not the most hygienic. Right. But again, just got to keep it professional. And yeah, like I said, I gave you an instance that was gonna be my mental block, and yeah, I just like my hygiene's really impeccable. Like I just make sure of that, and again, the co-star was like really like happy about that, because that's it. It made the shoot really smooth. It became very smooth, and yeah, that's. Really it.
Damn. Well, thanks, Joey Gray, for coming on. No, seriously, thank you for giving us some insight on the industry. I haven't had anybody on here that kind of has, their toe in the door with it and is actually like taking it to the big screen.
Yep.
Like absolutely. You. So you did amazing, and thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course.